Captain Gallen does the business around here. I'm just a ship's...
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
What happened? Why won't you go back?
It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. And that's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim.
Yes, you are. You're taking me to Solstheim.
Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there.
You owe me. Those cultists you brought here tried to kill me.
All right, you have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do. Besides, maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself. Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions.
I'm looking for Miraak. Do you know him?
Miraak, I'm not sure that I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions?
Why are you so suspicious of visitors?
I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern.
Has security been an issue?
This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here, and we've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down.
What do your titles mean?
Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced.
Raven Rock is purely a Dunmer settlement?
Raven Rock started out as an imperial settlement, but the Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles, but when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home.
What is the city of Blacklight?
Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there.
The Argonians invaded Morrowind?
Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened, An attempted expansion? Revenge for the enslavement of their people? Or perhaps both? Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their homeland.
You know who Miraak is?
I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it.
Can you tell me anything about him?
I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what. Giolland. I was starting to wonder what happened to him.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even asked.
We've got our eyes on you. So this is Raven Rock, is it? Pretty bloody bleak.
Here,
I'll just be back here enjoying the view.
time
There's
to
just
die.
no bloody end to us, is there? Good job.
And what might you need? And what might you need? Yes, sirrah.
That they have forgotten.
You there. You don't seem to be in quite the same state as the others here. Very interesting. May I ask what it is you're doing here?
I'm looking for someone named Miraak.
Miraak. It sounds familiar, and yet I can't quite place... Oh, wait, I recall. But that makes very little sense. Miraak's been dead for thousands of years.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure, but it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps it has some relation to what's going on here. Quite unexpected. I'm afraid I can't give you any answers, but there are ruins of an ancient temple of Miraak's toward the center of the island. If I were you, I'd look there.
What are these people doing?
Building something, clearly. and yet they don't seem to have much to say about it. I'm very interested to find out what happens when they finish.
Have you tried to stop this?
Certainly not. Doing so would interfere with whatever is going on, and I would be unable to see how this all turns out.
Now through them.
What
does
can you
he
tell me
speak.
about Morrowind?
Red Mountain dominates the island. Every now and then, ash and debris from an eruption land on our shores.
Your lips look cold. Should I warm them up a bit?
Oh,
And when the
When
world
the
shall
world
listen.
see. And when the world remembers.
My blade is thirsting for blood. Fall to my blade.
I'll scatter your ashes to the wind.
As easy as that.
Declaration of war. Raven Rock Stronghold, my calls for the unconditional surrender of your forces and an immediate cessation of all hostilities have been ignored numerous times. I therefore have no choice but to assume your purpose on Solstheim is hostile and to treat Raven Rock Stronghold as an enemy of the Empire. I warn you, any attempt to breach Fort Frostmoth will be met with an equal level of aggression. I will do everything in my power to wipe you and your forces off the face of Tamriel. There will be no further communications between us. General Fox Carias, Garrison Commander, Fort Frostmoth.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive. I
What
wish
were
I could have
those
said the
things?
same for my man. Some of the Redoran Guard have taken to calling them ash spawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped.
How did that bring you to this old farm?
I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction.
I'd be glad to lend you a hand.
Good. I can use all the help I can get. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind, and I'd hate to lose any more Redoran Guard.
Very well, where do I begin?
We were searching the farm when the ash spawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful.
I discovered this note on one of the ash spawn.
This is strange. The note says it's from General Fox Carias, but that's impossible.
Impossible? Why?
Well, Carias was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place. There's no way he could still be alive.
What do you want me to do?
If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm going to head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults.
What are these ash spawn?
No one knows, really. Superstitious folks say they're the risen forms of those that died long ago, but I'm not so certain. They started attacking the bulwark a few weeks ago. My men were able to kill them, but they keep coming back.
How often do they attack?
We've had 2 other assaults on the bulwark, at different spots on the wall. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like they're becoming more organized and probing it for weaknesses.
You suspect there's a motivation to their attacks?
Exactly. Something has to be directing them against us, and we need to find out who or what it is.
Do you know someone called Miraak?
I might know someone, or maybe not. I can't remember.
Just tell me if you know him.
I can't. I just can't be sure. I think maybe he had something to do with a temple, a temple here on the island. Does that help? Be careful. This General Carius sounds out of his mind.
Come on! Damn it! We bloody did it!
Darling, I think we're about to have company of the hostile kind. Sheik.
I'm in no mood. Let it be a lesson to others.
Yes, Sirrah?
What's the matter with you?
With me? What's the matter with you? Sorry, I've just had a lot of hawk-faced cowards coming by to mock my efforts. It probably can't hurt to tell you. You look mostly honest. The name's Rollis. Rollis Sedaris, out of Moorhold. I've got a financier waiting for me back on the mainland. Sent me here in the interests of obtaining some rare antiquities, the relics of Arzador. But this whole thing became a disaster right quick, let me tell you.
What happened?
You come out of the northern ashlands, you don't expect things to go easy, you know. But this was something outside my particular expertise. When I first got to Kolbjorn, you couldn't even see it. Buried in the ash, like most other things on this blasted island. Dug out a pile of the stuff taller than me just to find the barrow. Who knows how much to reach the door? Excavating isn't exactly my specialty. Even if it was, the ash storms fill it in faster than you can dig.
Why not hire some of the miners out of Raven Rock?
You think I've got that kind of money? No, I only get paid on delivery. Can't afford to go out of pocket for 1,000 septims on this. Takes money to make money, all that rot. There's a lot of it at the other end, but I can't get there without a little kick to start it off.
I've got some money. Are you looking for a partner?
What? Are you serious? Well, I think I could make that work. We can sort out the details of our little arrangement later. But for now, I'll manage the dig if you can manage the coin. Do you have the gold?
Of course.
It's all here. Well then, looks like I have a good bit of work to start on. I'll head back to Raven Rock and round up some diggers. Once we've got something worth looking at, I'll send word to you. Pleasure doing business with you, partner. I'll see you soon.
You agreed to fund this guy's excavation, huh? I hope we hear from him again. Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you. Let's do this. Shit! Fuck me! Dumb.
Men, an invader has entered the fort. Prepare yourselves for an ambush. Fort Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire!
We need... If you want my Dragonborn, you'll have to get through me! Oh, I'm hurting all over. Thank you, love, for saving me.
I've failed.
Boy!
I win.
He said it when they were wrong. It's working. What?
From that look on your face, I'm guessing you've never seen a silt strider before.
No, what is it?
This is Dusty. I personally trained her from a lava. Feels like a lifetime ago now. She hasn't been in travelling condition for quite a while now. I've tried to let her go off on her own, but she insists on staying here.
How do you survive out here?
We get by trading odds and ends with the locals. I've decided to stay here and make sure she passes in peace. It's the least I can do for her. Every once in a while a local makes it out here, although they usually just want to catch a glimpse of Dusty. Silt striders are pretty rare now.
I'd like to purchase the Nyx hound. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
About silt striders.
What would you like to know?
Why are they so rare?
The blast from the volcano wiped most of them out. Found Dusty in a small cave on Vardenfell. Silt strider cocoons are pretty tough.
What were they used for?
Mostly for transporting goods and people. They were pretty commonplace in Morrowind, but that was ages ago. A silt-strided carapace is so strong it can withstand the harshest of weather. Even the legendary sandstorms of Vardenfell's Molag Armor region were said to barely make a dent in them. Of course, that's all ash now. Until next time.
Why are you out here? Master Neloth is away. Aren't you supposed to stay in the tower?
This summoning work.
Size of those
If you must
things.
know, I am trying to get this Ash Guardian spell to work. Now let me concentrate. Besides, shouldn't you be worrying about the damage to the tower?
Master Neloth has tasked Alenia with repairing the tower.
It's
Why aren't you
nothing.
doing this in the lab, where it would be safer for all of us?
People will be sleep. The lab is too small. Also, I need the ashy soil. Master Neloth told me to practice the spell while he's away. No need to tell him about it when he gets back. He knows all about this.
It's on your head if something goes wrong. Just let me get back inside
No
first.
Ash Guardian. Maybe the book has something.
We don't get many visitors. Is there something you need?
What is this place?
Tel Mithrin. It's the home of Master Neloth. You may have heard of him. He's a famous Telvanni wizard. He's not here right now. I think he's in Raven Rock.
He lives in a giant mushroom?
In Morrowind, the Telvanni grow buildings from special fungus spores. Master Neloth grew one here to be his home. Don't ask me how.
Are you one of Neloth's apprentices?
No, Talvis is his apprentice. I'm his steward. I manage the day-to-day affairs of Tel Mithrin. Until next time.
I don't think you belong here. Does Master Neloth know about you?
What's a heartstone?
Heartstones are only found on Solstheim, as far as I know. Master Neloth believes they may be fragments from inside Red Mountain that were flung here during the huge eruption 200 years ago.
Are you practicing a spell?
Yes, I'm trying to summon an Ash Guardian. I'm just having trouble deciphering Master Neloth's handwriting. I don't mean to be rude, but I need to concentrate.
I don't care if he's a master wizard. He can't treat me like this.
Master Neloth, what did he do?
That fetcher told me to fix his house. If I don't, he'll find a new mycologist who will. Decades of loyal service, and he'd just throw me out like yesterday's breakfast.
What do you need to fix the tower?
3 taproots soaked in the headwaters of the Harstrad River. I'm an old woman. I can't possibly make that trip. It's way too dangerous. If you get some taproots, I'll pay you to dip them in the headwaters and bring them to me.
What can you tell me about the Harstrad headwaters?
It's special to the Spriggans. They seem to like to gather there. Something about the waters attracts them. There are bound to be some there, so be careful.
What do you have for sale?
I probably have some potions around here that might interest you.
What do you do for Master Neloth?
I am his mycologist. He may have grown Tel Mithrin by himself, but I nurture it. Mushrooms and fungi are my life's work. When I saw Tel Mithrin, I knew I had to be here. I've learned so much since then.
Did you grow this tower?
Me? No. That's Master Neloth's doing. I wasn't even born then. It's Telvanni magic at its best. He brought the cuttings with him from Morrowind, and used sorcery to grow them.
Did you come here from Morrowind?
Yes. That was a lifetime ago. I was just a young girl when Red Mountain erupted. Master Neloth was already old. My mother put me on a boat to Skyrim. The last time I ever saw her, she was standing on the dock as my ship sailed away. Mafala cloak you.
I wonder who was responsible for withering this tower to begin with.
If it wasn't for the bulwark, we'd be digging our houses out from beneath the ash by now.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth?
I killed General Carius.
I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock.
He'll no longer send Ashspawn to Raven Rock.
Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful.
Is it difficult commanding the Redoran Guard?
It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder.
Petty distractions?
Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself.
I could track the stash down for you.
You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now.
Any idea where I can begin?
They're too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town.
Who are the Redoran Guard?
All of the soldiers in this town are Redoran Guard. Some of the best warriors that House Redoran has to offer. I've spent quite a few years honing their skills, and I can assure you they're not just your average city guard.
Why have such elite soldiers on this island?
To protect Councillor Morvain, of course. He has quite a few friends on the council back in Morrowind, and they wanted to ensure his safety while he was here. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
What's the unusual armor you're wearing?
Ah, this is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel. Find me that stash of wine.
if you're looking for work. The mine's been closed for a long time.
With the ash spawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done.
What are you gawking at, Outlander?
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips.
So what's the specialty of the house?
The finest Sioux jammer to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujama. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it.
I could help spread the word.
I was kinda hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the Sujama and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you. How about a drink for the hero who cleared Fort Frostmoth?
Your inn has an unusual name.
There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujama in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised.
Doesn't sound unusual.
Ah, but you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink," and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground.
What did the netch do?
Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick.
Now I get it.
True story, friend. True story.
Heard any rumours lately?
Heard that Reeklings got a hold of Thirsk Mead Hall, forced the Nords who live there to move to a camp nearby.
Heard any rumours lately?
With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvain has a plan.
Heard any rumours lately?
Coast has been dangerous lately. Lot of reavers about. I've heard they're searching for the treasure of Aknir Deathbrand, the Pirate King.
Heard any rumours lately?
The Redoran Guard have spotted a pack of werewolves in the mountains. The hunters up on Frostmoon Crag might know more.
Heard any rumours lately?
If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis of the Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place.
Heard any rumours lately?
Word's reached us that the dragons have returned. I wonder if we'll see them in Solstheim.
Heard any rumours lately?
I heard crazy old Cressius has been sneaking in the Raven Rock mine again. At his age, he's going to get himself killed in there.
Heard any rumours lately?
Haven't heard anything lately, but check back with me. You never know. Come back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right.
I'll give you this warning only once. Stay out of my way, and we'll do just fine.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Do you know someone called Miraak?
No, wait. I recognize the name, but I'm not sure why.
Tell me whatever you can.
I don't know. I feel strange just thinking about it. A temple, maybe. Here on the island, something about a temple? Until next time.
Murgle doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Good morning.
What can I get you?
Teldred, the best swordsman in all Morrowind, is at your service. For the right price.
Sounds like you've had a rough day.
Good morning.
How about I just settle for some Maz tea and we'll forget I mentioned it?
It's busy. Yeah, so, what can I get you? Got everything from potions to pitchforks.
Do you sell any special mining gear?
Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item.
What's an East Empire pendant?
It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point, a kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them.
Where can you find them?
They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks.
Do you know someone called Miraak?
I think I maybe had a dream about someone with that name.
Tell me about your dream.
It was very strange. Was I building something? A shrine down on the beach near the Earthstone? I'm not sure.
Are sales that bad out here?
Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm.
You have friends at the East Empire Company?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim.
Okay.
Bah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock, and when they do, I'll be at the top of their list.
What exactly do you sell here?
The question you should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I have it.
Where did you get all these items?
Jarland, over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies, and the rest comes from bartering with the people in town. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Talk some sense into your husband.
Oh, hello. You looking for a handout or something? My father and mother are the richest on the island, and that includes Councillor Morgan.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Well, tell Geldis that Miri says she really appreciates it. Next time, then.
Your actions here have been a blessing to us all, Sergio.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with.
What exactly is ash-grown food?
The Dunmer have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever.
Is magic involved?
No. Only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience.
And that's the end of it, understand?
Dragonborn.
Are you going to put some clothes back on now?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Destroying the ash spawn has made it safer to work in the fields. Thank you.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen?
You're selling quite a few exotic ingredients.
Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark.
I could gather some for you.
That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort.
I don't know what you're playing at, Clover.
Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
Between us.
I'm not talking about that. I have a knack for smelling trouble, and for some reason you reek of it.
I promise you, I have nothing but good intentions towards everyone in this town.
Mallory, you need to talk some to your husband.
You can't get blood from a stone, Noble. As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
Why is it you always get the rewards? I'll too, you know.
You haven't seen Cretius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
Why all the fuss over a simple pickaxe?
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Can't you just get the guard to find Precious?
I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Cretius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip.
I'd like to make an investment in your business.
Excellent. I think you'll be glad that you made this decision.
Let's see what you can do with this.
Thank you. I'll be sure to put it to good use.
How did you end up in Raven Rock?
A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften.
Who taught you that?
I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Ryth, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since.
What's an ancient Nordic pickaxe?
It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Cretius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it.
Is Stalrim a type of ore?
Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that.
I assume it's rare.
I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull Village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do.
I don't think he ever wants me to feel the pain he suffers.
You tell Cresius he better
At some
give
point,
that
you're going to have
pickaxe
to
back
choose.
to me, or
No
else.
matter the outcome, I'll always respect your decision.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk
My
to
husband Bendel feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Geldis Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
Sure, got nothing better to do.
That isn't my problem.
May your path be free from danger.
Back my first harvest.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't know what you're playing at, brother, but something about you just doesn't add up.
Understandable, considering the differences between us.
I'm not
Miserable.
talking about that.
Just
I have a
miserable.
knack for smelling trouble.
Oh, I hate this
For some
place.
reason, you
This
reek of
island's
it.
nothing but a pile of rubble.
promise
What's the
you,
point trying
I
to
have
make a
nothing
life
but
here?
Good intentions towards everyone in
Geldis
this town.
Sadri wants you to try his new drink.
At least my father will let me drink whatever I want without complaining. Tell Geldis I appreciate it.
You don't like it on Solstheim?
Don't like it? I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that?
Why not return to Morrowind?
Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone.
How did your mother die?
We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend. And find me that stash of wine. I'm itching to get rid of it.
If you've got any gripes, check in at Morgan Lane. Second counselor along will sort you out.
I could go for a big bowl of stew swimming with meat and potatoes. If I remember right, you'd probably prefer something sweeter though, eh?
Is it because of your father? Or is it me?
He's never been the same since my mother died. I don't think he ever wants me to feel the pain he suffers.
At some point, you're going to have to choose. No matter the outcome.
Drinks all right.
So, what are we doing tonight? I hope you know what you're doing. Killing netches is not exactly my thing. But I'll help you nonetheless.
Mysterious note. Dear person who happened upon this letter, it is your lucky day. Nearby you'll find the Fork of Horripilation. Oh, how I do love cutlery. But what is it? You must be asking. Well, horripilation is the standing of hairs on end due to cold, fear, or excitement. And excitement is indeed upon us, my friend. Take this fork and use it to kill 2 special bull netches in single combat. Each will yield an artifact, the Eye of Sirta and the branch of the Tree of Shades. Warriors of another age might find these familiar. Combine these together with some hard stones and a staff enchanter for a special surprise. If you're successful, you'll be rewarded quite handsomely with the staff of Sheogorath. Handsome indeed. If not, well, I do love to watch a good fight. Yours truly, Lord Sheogorath. Vathia's note. My love, I'm making great efforts to convince Master Nella to complete the spell, but if he insists on being so stubborn, I might just help myself to everything I need, especially that big black book he keeps locked away. I'm sure that tome has all the answers I need. It's the biggest book I've ever seen in all my years. I can't tell how long my research will take. I miss you dearly. May Azura carry my love to you, which burns ever so strong. Forever yours, Vathia Morvain. Orion's notes on Shalador's stone. In all my studies of magical legend and lore concerning Skyrim, none have fascinated me more than the exploits of the great Shalador. I was fortunate enough, in fact, to have come across some of his writings, and after some effort of deciphering them, I discovered quite an interesting account of the construction of a magical stone, which Shalador referred to as an arcane battery, which could focus and concentrate soul energy and instill it into the spellcaster, who invoked it in the form of magicka. Quite an interesting artifact, if in fact it does exist. I would suspect that the depths of Labyrinthian would hold the secrets of the stone, as Shalador sealed himself away for years at a time within its depths. Of secrets which must reside within. I should very much like to explore it one day. Oleander's Hammer. An Instructive Tale for Children by Crowley. The 2 children, Frodwig and his younger sister Sylvanda, had been exploring all morning. The noon sun was directly overhead and everything was warm and bright. They had left their Redguard village, Granitsta, early that morning for a day in the wilderness, a picnic, and with a stern warning from their father to be home before dark. They crossed a huge field that was bare save a single rose bush right in the middle. The little girl asked Frodwig about it. Well, he said, according to father, a great battle was fought in this place many years ago. The battle was visited by the god of all warriors, Raymond Ebenar, who caused the leaders to end the battle and return to their homes. It said that the rose bush grows where he stood that day. Oh, how exciting, giggled Sylvanda. Children continued their trek, approaching some woods. As they entered the forest, the air became very cool, and deep quiet seemed to envelop them. "What is that?" Savanda pointed to a large hole in the ground from which protruded a long, thick pole. Around the hole, thorny plants had grown in an impenetrable wall. "I don't know," said Frodwig, "but let's see if we can get a closer look." "Stop!" They did. Looking beyond the hole, the children saw an elderly Redguard of many years. His grey beard, scraggly hair, and stooped shoulders certainly did not support the authoritarian command he had given, but the children stopped just the same as he approached. "Who are you?" stammered Frodwig, as Sylvanda carefully tucked herself behind her brother's back. "My name is Hone Grovinger, and I live in these woods." "Why can't we examine yon hole, Master Grovinger?" asked Frodwig. "'Cause, my dear children, it and what it holds are cursed. Now just who are you?" he stuttered, mimicking Frodwig. Finally gaining his composure, Frodwig said, "I'm Frodwig Ajmer of the village Gran Itsta. This is my sister Sylvanda. We're on an outing. Can you tell us more about the mysterious hole?" "Well," said the old man, as he slowly settled to the ground, "why don't you sit here with me for a while, and I will tell you about Oleander's hammer. That's the handle of the fabled weapon sticking out from yonder chasm." With this, the children also settled into sitting positions in front of the old Redguard ranger. Grovinger began. "Many years ago there was a huge battle fought in this very field." "Oh, yes, I know," said Sylvanda, interrupting the old man. "It was ended by the warrior god Raymond Ebenorman, and the magic rosebush grows where he stood that day," she continued breathlessly. The old man sternly cleared his throat, causing the little girl to again shrink behind her brother. "Now, if I may continue without interruption. On the day that battle ended, a young Redguard soldier stopping in this spot, as he was leaving to go to his home. He carried the equipment he'd used on the field, which included a marvelously fashioned warhammer that had been given to him by his father. The weapon was beautifully made, and, unknown to the young warrior, carried an enchantment that had protected him through the vicious battle just ended. The young man, Oleander by name, rested by this very tree. Suddenly he was confronted by a wizard dressed all in black from head to toe. Without so much as a how do you do, the wizard demanded that Oleander give him his hammer. Still flushed from the battle, the young man just looked at the dark man and laughed. The wizard, shaking with rage, raised his hands to cast a horrible spell against the soldier. However, the young man was quicker. Huge warhammer whistled through the air, smiting the wizard a mortal blow, just as the spell left his fingers. There was a loud explosion. The children stared at the old man. He suppressed a grin and continued. Clouds of dust and smoke covered the forest clearing, and when the air settled, yon hole was there, with the hammer's handle protruding from it. Oleander and the wizard had vanished. The thorny vines you see grew up immediately around the hole, and to this day no one has been able to approach it close enough to remove that marvelous weapon. Many have tried, and all have failed. It is said that only someone of tremendous merit can take it. All of a sudden, both children in unison stood and shouted, "Oh, look how the day is gone. We must go. If we're late getting home, our father will be most unhappy with us." As they turned to leave, Frodwig said to the old man, "Thank you, Master Grovinger, for telling us of Oleander's hammer. You know, I may just come back one day and try to retrieve it." As they disappeared from his view, the old man said to himself, "Ah, yes, Master Frodwig Ajmer, you just might do that."
Chorus pie, a recipe by Nils. A recipe for pie from chorus meat. If I have to hear one more time about that famous gourmet who wrote that recipe book, I'll hack off my own ears with a blunt axe. Sure, he can cook up some dishes fit for them stodgy Imperials and them poncy Bretons, but real Nords want real Nord food, and my chorus pie is just that. I guess I've been complaining a lot about it, 'cause Susanna was yelling at me. "Nils," she says, "if your chorus pie is so good, you should write the recipe down." Well, look, I ain't so good with my letters, and I got no talent for writing. but I thought, why not give it a go? So this here is my first ever recipe that I wrote down, and I hope you like it. Now, first thing you'll need is some chorus meat, and that ain't easy to come by. Choruses mostly live in caves, and as like as not, they share them caves with other nasty things. If you go hunting for chorus meat to make some dinner with, make sure you don't end up as dinner yourself. Anyway, like I was saying, get yourself some good armor and a nice big sword. And if you've got some stout men who won't run off at the first sign of trouble, in other words, not one of them Ponzi Bretons, then go looking in caves, and you'll find a chorus sooner or later. They look like big bugs the size of really big dogs, and mind you watch out for that acid they spit. That'll ruin your armor pretty quick. Now once you've got some chorus meat, you gotta put it on a spit. Now you make sure you get that white, thick meat from the midsection. Don't use that yellow meat from the head or the legs, because that's got poisonous acid in it, and if you eat it, you'll probably die. So you cook up your chorus on the spit, and you want to baste it with sauce. To make that, grind up some tomatoes into pulp, and then mix that with water, peppers, honey, and salt. And then you have to boil it all together. I wouldn't use too many peppers, but you'll want a few spoons of salt. How much honey you use is up to you. Depends on how sweet you want it. When the chorus is done, and you've basted it enough, then you want to bake it in a pie with some potatoes, carrots, and apples. And put the rest of that sauce you made in there too. If you want turnips, sometimes those are good. It all depends on what you're in the mood for. And then you cook that for a while. You look for the top to be light brown, and that's when you know it's done. And that's it. Easy as pie.
Advances in lockpicking. I am not a writer. I am a thief. I am a good thief. I am not such a good writer. Anyway, I want to write about picking locks. I read a book about designing locks once. It was good. It gave me lots of ideas. Some guys make locks with angled keyholes. Always carry a bent lockpick. They will work good in these locks. I do, and I open lots of locks. Sometimes I carry copper lockpicks. Copper bends easy. That way I can bend it right there. Copper lockpicks break easy too. Be careful. Sometimes the locks have weird springs. They all spring differently, which makes picking it hard. I hold my torch close to the lock. This makes it hot. When it's hot, the springs are all the same. They don't bounce so differently anymore. Be careful not to burn yourself. Some thieves can't read. If you can't read, get someone to read this book to you. It will make more sense then.
Arcana restored by Valpnanaistra Preceptor Emeritus. Form the first. Make his due the mana fountain to be primed with pure gold, for from pure gold only may the humors be rectified, and the pure principles coaxed from the chaos of pure power. Drop as due then the pure gold upon the surface of the mana fountain. Take his due exceeding great care to safeguard yourself from the insalubrious tempest of the mana fountain. For through such assaults may one's health be utterly blighted. Form the second. Make sure that thou harvest with you this excellent manual, so that thou might speak the necessary verse straightway and without error, so that thou not in carelessness cause thyself and much else to discorporate and disorder the world with your component humours. Form the third. Take in hand the item to be restored and hold it forth within the primed fountain, murmuring all the while the appropriate phrases which are to be learned most expeditiously and faultlessly from this manual and this manual alone, notwithstanding the vile calumnies of Carceron and Retta, whose bowels are consumed by envy of my great learning, and who do falsely give testament to the efficacies of their own manuals, which are in every way inferior and steeped in error. Form the fourth. Proceed instantly to heal thyself of all injuries, or to avail yourself to the healing powers of the temples and healers. For though the agonies of a Menacost must be borne by any who would restore a prized arcana to full potency, Yet it is not wise to suffering be endured unduly, nor does the suffering in any way render the potency more sublime, notwithstanding the foolish speculations of Carceran and Dretta, whose faults and wickedness are manifest even to the least learned of critics.
We should make this quick. Those children have been through enough without that hag tormenting them.
Any thoughts?
Just brooding a bit.
Look, this is my surprised face, heh. So what are you brooding about, Kaiden?
About how you managed to fill the void within my heart that I never knew existed. And I love you.
Let's rest here.
Fine home you have here.
Need some help?
Let's talk.
Alright.
I think I'll sleep alone tonight. You're always kicking me out of the blankets.
If you insist. Don't come crawling under my furs later when you've frozen your fingers off.
Come again?
Shit. Sorry. Sorry, that came out wrong.
Come on, let's get going.
I was just starting to get cozy.
You're a bit pale. Need a drink? Come on, take a few sips for me, my love. Your lips look cold. Should I warm them up a bit? I like it here.
nothing compares to the wilds of Skyrim.
I'm going to find whoever did this.
These bandits deserve it.
We are Lord Boethia's faithful. Have you come to test your mettle?
Is this some kind of cult?
We are forged by Boethia's example. We carve our will upon the world through our tongues and our blades. You are nothing. An empty vapor, dispersed by the slightest breeze.
I'm not afraid of you.
Good. Perhaps I've misjudged.
Who is Boethia?
The Lord of Plots, Deceiver of Nations, Devourer of Trinamak, the Queen of Shadows, Goddess of Destruction, he who destroys, and she who erases. Many are our Lord's lofty names, but they befit only us mortals. Intone her mighty names from now until the end of time. It is for naught. Names mean nothing to our Lord. She only cares for those who care for themselves, whose hearts are full of purpose, whose lives are full of deeds.
My heart is full of purpose, and my life is full of deeds.
If you desire a glimpse of our dark mistress, then this is what you must do. First, prove your tongue can wield a lie. Find someone, gain his trust, lead him to the shrine above. Next, instruct your thrall to touch the pillar of sacrifice. Its magic will ensnare him, rendering him helpless. Then, girded with certitude, plant the ceremonial blade deeply, so that the waters of his heart wash over you. If your will is strong enough, it will stir Boethia in her dark mansion, and she will appear before us.
I'll do it.
That remains to be seen. But if it is so, and if Boethia appears, then we will welcome you as one of us. If you wish to gain Boethia's attention, you must slay a thrall upon her shrine.
Give up! You can't win! What? The battle calls me again. You bastard!
Shit. Come on!
You can right off. Do not look to me to help you make a sacrifice. I don't agree with any of it. Having to find an innocent person to murder to a Daedric prince. I'll just look the other way if you decide to do this. I just can't bring myself to take part. You must understand.
I am waiting for a good death.
A good death?
Yes. Were I to simply lay down and die, it would not please Malakath.
Perhaps I could give you the death you seek.
Perhaps. Are you sure about this?
Yes, I am sure. I will give you a good death.
We shall see.
My blade is thirsting for blood! Yes! Does help ease the pain.
This is exciting, isn't it?
And here we all are. Shall we step inside?
What's so important about this place?
We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered.
What are we looking for?
Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
This is exciting, isn't it? Oh.
As some of you may know, Saarthal was one of the earliest Nord settlements in Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Saarthal. This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization and the magics they used.
Who knows what we might find in here?
Well, are there any questions before we begin?
I don't have any more questions. What would you like me to do?
Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Berliner, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out. Don't interact with them. Just identify them. Almond, please search that area over there. See if you notice any residual energies, alive or undead. Zizargo, what shall we have you do? Why don't you verify that we're the first ones here? Look for any amount of tampering with the runes. All right, everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun.
What the bloody hell are we doing here anyway?
Don't touch anything!
Tolfdir sent me to help you.
What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine. Just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything.
What did you need me to do?
Just round up the rest of the magical artifacts so that I can catalog them. Until next time.
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right?
I'm trapped in here.
How in the world did that happen?
I pulled an amulet off the wall.
Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? Do you see that? Some kind of resonance. You and the wall. It must be connected to the amulet. I wonder what it... Might your spell... Well, this is highly unusual and very interesting.
I bloody hope this is worth it.
Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place? I'm not sure what to expect here. Please be on your guard.
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care and know that the Order is watching.
Alright.
I
feel strange.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened?
What happened?
Some sort of ghost or apparition appeared. It spoke to me.
I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw?
It said something about danger ahead and the Psijic Order.
The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd. And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find?
What's the Psijic Order?
They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place.
Why is the Psijic Order contacting me?
I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy.
Why? Somebody's been
This is simply
good here.
fascinating. This is simply fascinating.
What is... Bring it on!
I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. But if it is truly dangerous, be careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you before long. I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. Be prepared to defend yourself. Take care now.
We need to take care of this. I swear to fuck! Oh. Oh, do you know where we're going? Or are you just lost and you don't want to admit it?
I thought it high time I caught up with you. would you look at that? What was that? Over here! Give up! Nothing seems to work. Shit! Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power.
Fuck! Hell yeah! You bastard! Fuck with me! I'm gonna kick you!
This is totally unique.
That cold stink of death.
Be prepared to defend yourself.
What is this thing?
I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
Giant magical balls, floating in midair. That can't be good. Be careful with this magic.
Are you sure you want to leave Tovdir alone with that boy? We may just find him in a pile of ashes when we return.
You look like an angel with snow in your hair.
About surviving out here.
Aye.
I'm exhausted.
Aye, we ought to make camp.
Could you set up a campsite?
I'll pitch a tent for you anytime, sweetheart. Anything for you.
And you never wanted to leave, and you never wanted to leave, and you never wanted to leave, and you never wanted to leave.
Note from Kaiden. Dearest Lyria, my beautiful dragon, I know sometimes I leave things here for you. Random things I find in the ruins we explore together, or things I buy when I have a few spare coins in my pocket and we stop at a town. Kept looking for something for you this week. Thought I'd find a pretty trinket, or a book you hadn't read, a well-made weapon. But I'm empty-handed, so you can have my heart forever instead if you'd like. Yours forever, Kai.
Writ of sealing. A writ for the sealing away of Yrek Galderson. Be bound here, Yrek, murderer, betrayer, condemned by your crimes against realm and lord. May your name and your deeds be forgotten forever, and the charm which you bear be sealed by our ward.
A letter to Selena, Part 1. My dearest Selena, it's been a difficult day. General Carius ordered us to help the laborers shore up the walls since they're starting to show their age. It was backbreaking work, but without the extra support, those walls wouldn't stand up to a siege. Some of the men are grumbling about the task, but I don't agree with them. The general knows what's best for Fort Frostmoth, and I would follow him to oblivion and back if he asked. There's a supply ship due on Solstheim in a few weeks, and I hope to send you all these daily letters I've been writing. I hope you enjoy reading them as much as I enjoy writing them. I miss you, Selena, and I can't wait to see you when my time on Solstheim is through. Yours always, Maximian Axius, 20 Evening Star 4E04. A letter to Selena, Part 2. My dear Selena, Euphemius was killed this morning by one of those awful Reeklings. We were escorting a supply wagon from Fort Frostmoth to Raven Rock when a war party of those bastards ambushed us from the cliffs. We fought them off, but poor Euphemius was impaled by one of their spears. The healers at the fort couldn't do anything for him, and I watched him slip away as I held his hand. I don't know how much longer I can stand being here. My loyalty to the Empire and the strong words General Carius delivers to us each morning, muster, are the only things keeping me going. Supply ship should arrive tomorrow, and I promised to give the quartermaster my letter so they can finally be sent home. Give my love to the children. Yours always, Maximian Axius, 11 Morning Star 4E05. A letter to Selena, Part 3. My dearest Selena, the supply ship due in Solstheim hasn't arrived yet, and no one knows what happened to it. I'll keep writing these letters in hopes that they can be delivered to you one day. It's awful being isolated on Solstheim like this, but General Carius keeps telling us we need to maintain Fort Frostmoth for the good of the Empire. I believe what he's saying only because he's never led us down the wrong path in the past, but I'm wondering if anyone on the Imperial Council even gives a damn about this pile of rock. 4 soldiers have died in the last 2 years at Fort Frostmoth. It almost seems as though the Empire takes us all for granted and expects us to sit out here and get chipped away at like the rock inside the mines. My posting here can't end soon enough. Yours always, Maximian Axius, First Sun's Dawn 4E05. A letter to Selena, Part 4. My dearest Selena, this is my last letter. I don't know if you'll ever get any of them, but I'll keep them on me in case I'm ever found. Something happened here, Selena. It was horrible. Something's happened to the Red Mountain, but I can't describe it. It's as if hundreds of Oblivion gates opened at once at its summit, and it's spitting fire and death in all directions. Fort Frostmoth has been completely destroyed. The walls crumbled like loose dirt, and the land is on fire. Everything around me smells of ash and death. I don't know where anyone is. I've been trapped in one of these lower sections of the fort, and I don't expect to be rescued anytime soon. I miss you, Selena. I want to hold you and the children in my arms and tell you that everything is going to be fine, but I don't think that will ever happen. Give my love to Syracuse and Atia for me. Tell them their father died bravely defending the Empire so they can hold their heads high when they speak of me one day. And you, my love, when you close your eyes at night, think of me so my spirit can finally come home. Yours always and forever, Maximian Axius, 3 Suns Dawn 4E05. Modern Heretics, A Study of Daedra Worship in the Empire, by Hadaris of Godelsfond. Daedra worship is not prohibited by law in Cyrodiil. Primarily, this is a result of the imperial charter granted the Mages Guild permitting the summoning of Daedra. Nonetheless, chapel and public opinion is so strongly against Daedra worship that those who practice Daedric rituals do so in secret. However, opinions about Daedra worship differed wildly in other provinces. Even in Cyrodiil, traditional opinions have changed greatly over the years, and some communities survive which worship Daedra. Some more traditional Daedra worshippers are motivated by piety and personal conviction. Many modern Daedra worshippers are motivated by a lust for arcane power. In particular, questing heroes of all stripes seek after the fabled Daedric artifacts for their potent combat and magical benefits. I personally have discovered one community worshipping the Daedra, Lord Azura, Queen of Dawn and Dusk. A researcher curious about Daedra worship might research in several ways: through a study of the literature, through exploration and discovery of ancient Daedric shrines, through questioning local informants, and through questioning worshippers themselves. I used all of these means to discover the Shrine of Azura. References like this may provide a helpful general background concerning Daedric shrines. For example, my researches led me to understand that in Cyrodiil, Daedric shrines are generally represented by statues of Daedra lords, or generally situated in wilderness locations far from settlements, that each shrine generally has associated with it a community of worshippers, often referred to as a coven, that shrines have associated with them a particular time, often a day of the week, when the Daedra lord might be solicited. That Daedra lord often will not deign to respond unless they regard a petitioner of sufficient prowess or strength of character, that they will only respond if given the proper offering, the secret of which offering often known only to the community of worshippers, and that in return for the completion of some task or service, the Daedra lords will often undertake to offer an artifact of power to a successful quester. Then I questioned locals with an intimate knowledge of the wilderness. Two classes of informants I found especially useful: well-traveled hunters and adventurers, who might come across shrines in their travels, and scholars in the Mage Guild. In the case of the Shrine of Azura, both sources were profitable. I discovered a Shadenhall hunter who had chanced across a strange epic statue in his travels. The statue was of a woman with outstretched arms. In one hand she held a star, in the other hand she held a crescent moon. He had shunned the statue out of superstitious fear, but had marked the location in memory, far north of Shadenhall, northwest of Lake Arius, high in the Jarl Mountains. Then, proceeding to the local Mages Guild with a description of the statue, I was able to confirm from its description the identity of the Daedra lord worshipped. Having discovered the location of the shrine, I visited it and discovered there the community of worshippers. Because of the strength of opinion against Daedra worship, the worshippers were, at first, reluctant to admit their identity. But once I had earned their trust, they were willing to divulge to me the secrets of the times when Azura would hear petitioners, from dusk to dawn, and that the offering required by Azura was glow dust, a substance obtained from the will-o'-the-wisp. I am, of course, nothing more than a chapelman and scholar, so it did not lie within my power to find a will-o'-the-wisp to obtain glow dust, nor am I certain that Azura would have found me worthy to make such an offering, even had I proffered it. But I was assured that if I had been able to make such an offering, and if it had been accepted, Azura would have given me some sort of quest, which, if completed, might have earned me a reward of Azura's star, a Daedric artifact of legendary magical powers. I have since heard rumors of the existence in Cyrodiil of several other Daedric shrines, of the Daedric lords to which they were dedicated, and the Daedric artifacts that might be won by questing heroes. Hircine the Huntsman, for example, is linked in legend to the Saviour's hide, powerful enchanted armor. The sword Voldendrung is associated with Malakath, Lord of Monsters, and the eponymously named Mace of Molag Bal is also thought to be the object of Daedra worship. Other Daedra lords, their shrines and worshippers remain to be discovered in Cyrodiil by earnest and persistent researchers.
Biography of the Wolf Queen
by Qatar Araphanes, a history of the unambiguously evil Queen Potema, the so-called Wolf Queen of Solitude. Few historic figures are viewed as unambiguously evil, but Potema, the so-called Wolf Queen of Solitude, surely qualifies for that dishonor. Born to the imperial family in the 67th year of the Third Era, Potema was immediately presented to her grandfather, the Emperor Uriel Septim II, a famously kind-hearted man who viewed the solemn, intense baby and whispered, "She looks like a she-wolf, about ready to pounce." Potema's childhood in the imperial city was certainly difficult from the start. Her father, Prince Pelagius Septim, and her mother, Kizara, showed little affection for their brood. Her eldest brother Antiochus, 16 at Potema's birth, was already a drunkard and womanizer, infamous in the empire. Her younger brothers Sephoros and Magnus were born much later, so for years she was the only child in the imperial court. By the age of 14, Potema was a famous beauty with many suitors, but she was married to cement relations with King Mantiarco of the Nordic Kingdom of Solitude. She entered the court, it was said, as a pawn, but she quickly became a queen. The elderly King Mantiarco loved her and allowed her all the power she wished, which was total. When Uriel Septim II died the following year, her father was made emperor, and he faced a greatly depleted treasury thanks to his father's poor management. Pelagius II dismissed the elder council, forcing them to buy back their positions. In 3rd Era 97, after many miscarriages, the Queen of Solitude gave birth to a son, who she named Uriel after her grandfather. Mantiarco quickly made Uriel his heir, but the queen had much larger ambitions for her child. 2 years later, Pelagius II died, many say poisoned by a vengeful former council member, and his son, Potema's brother Antiochus, took the throne. At age 48, it could be said that Antiochus's wild seeds had yet to be sown, and the history books are nearly pornographic in their depictions of life at the imperial court during the years of his reign. Potema, whose passion was for power, not fornication, was scandalized every time she visited the imperial city. Mantiarco, King of Solitude, died the springtide after Pelagius II. Uriel ascended to the throne, ruling jointly with his mother. Doubtless, Uriel had the right and would have preferred to rule alone, but Potema convinced him that his position was only temporary. He would have the empire, not merely the kingdom. In Castle Solitude, she entertained dozens of diplomats from other kingdoms of Skyrim, sowing seeds of discontent. Her guest list over the years expanded to include kings and queens of High Rock and Morrowind as well. For 13 years, Antiochus ruled Tamriel, and proved an able leader despite his moral laxity. Several historians point to proof that Potema cast the spell that ended her brother's life, but evidence one way or the other is lost in the sands of time. In any event, both she and her son Uriel were visiting the imperial court in 3rd Era 112 when Antiochus died, and immediately challenged the rule of his daughter and heir, Kintyra. Potema's speech to the Elder Council is perhaps helpful to students of public speaking. She began with flattery and self-abasement. "My most august and wise friends, members of the Elder Council, I am but a provincial queen, and I can only assume to bring to issue what you yourselves must have already pondered." She continued on to praise the late emperor, who was a popular ruler in spite of his flaws. "He was a true septim and a great warrior, destroying, with your counsel, the near-invincible armada of Piondonia." But little time was wasted before she came to her point. "The Empress Magna unfortunately did nothing to temper my brother's lustful spirits. In point of fact, no whore in the slums of the city spread out on more beds than she. Had she attended to her duties in the imperial bedchamber more faithfully, we would have a true heir to the empire, not the half-wit, milksop bastards who call themselves the Emperor's children. The girl called Kintyra is popularly believed to be the daughter of Magna and the captain of the guard. It may be that she is the daughter of Magna and the boy who cleans the cistern. We can never know for certain. Not as certainly as we can know the lineage of my son, Uriel, the last of the Septim dynasty." Despite Potema's eloquence, the Elder Council allowed Kintyra to assume the throne as Empress Kintyra II. Potema and Uriel angrily returned to Skyrim and began assembling the rebellion. The details of the War of the Red Diamond are included in other histories. We need not recount the Empress Kintyra II's capture and eventual execution in High Rock in the year 3rd Era 114, nor the ascension of Potema's son Uriel III 7 years later. Her surviving brothers, Sephoros and Magnus, fought the emperor and his mother for years, tearing the empire apart in a civil war. When Uriel III fought his uncle Sephoros in Hammerfell at the Battle of Ikadig in 3rd Era 127, Potema was fighting her other brother, Uriel's uncle Magnus, in Skyrim at the Battle of Falkenstar. She received word of her son's defeat and capture just as she was preparing to mount an attack on Magnus's weakest flank. The 61-year-old Wolf Queen flew into a rage and led the assault herself. It was a success, and Magnus and his army fled. In the midst of the victory celebration, Pothema heard the news that her son, the Emperor, had been killed by an angry mob before he had even made it for trial in the imperial city. He had been burned to death within his carriage. When Sephiroth was proclaimed Emperor, Pothema's fury was terrible to behold. She summoned Daedra to fight for her, had her necromancers resurrect her fallen enemies as undead warriors, and mounted attack after attack on the forces of the Emperor Sephiroth I. Her allies began leaving her as her madness grew, and her only companions were the zombies and skeletons she had amassed over the years. The Kingdom of Solitude became a land of death. Stories of the ancient Wolf Queen being waited on by rotting skeletal chambermaids and holding war plans with vampiric generals terrified her subjects. Pothema died after a month-long siege on her castle in the year 3rd Era 137 at the age of 90. While she lived, she had been the Wolf Queen of Solitude, daughter of the Emperor Pelagius II, wife of King Mantiarco, aunt of the Empress Kintyre III, mother of Emperor Uriel III, and sister of the Emperors Antiochus and Sephiroth. 3 years after her death, Antiochus died, and his and Pothema's brother Magnus took the throne. Her death has hardly diminished her notoriety. Though there is little direct evidence of this, some theologians maintain that her spirit was so strong she became a Daedra after her death, inspiring mortals to mad ambition and treason. It is also said that her madness so infused Castle Solitude that it infected the next king to rule there. Ironically, that was her 18-year-old nephew Pelagius, the son of Magnus. Whatever the truth of the legend, it is undeniable that when Pelagius left Solitude in 3rd Era 145 to assume the title of the Emperor Pelagius III, he quickly became known as Pelagius the Mad. It is even widely rumored that he murdered his father Magnus. The Wolf Queen must surely have had the last laugh.